Ever wondered how the game of cricket, which has now turned into a global sensation, evolved over the centuries? It's not just a sport, it's a lifestyle for millions around the world. From the village greens of England to the bustling stadiums of India, cricket has woven itself into the cultural fabric of nations far and wide. The question is, how did this happen? How did this humble game, played with a ball and a bat, become a global phenomenon? Well, buckle up as we dive into the fascinating journey of cricket's evolution. Cricket, as we know it today, had humble beginnings. Born in the verdant landscapes of southeast England, this sport first emerged in the 16th century. But back then, it was not the spectacle that we witness today. It was instead a simple game, played by children in the pastoral countryside of England. The earliest form of cricket was quite different from the game we know and love. Children would use their shepherding staffs as bats and a wicket gate of sheep pens as the target. In those early days, the rules were flexible and varied from place to place. The game was primarily a pastime, a way for children to while away the long summer days. It was a game of the people, played in the open fields, free for all to participate and enjoy. The essence of the game was in its simplicity: a bat, a ball, and a target. As the years rolled by, this humble children's game began to gain popularity among adults. It was during the 17th century that cricket began to evolve into a more organized form. The adults, charmed by the simplicity and competitive nature of the game, began to play it too. They introduced more structured rules, and the game started to bear a resemblance to the cricket we know today. By the end of the 17th century, cricket had become a popular adult sport played in villages and towns across England. It had moved from the fields to the village greens, and from the shepherding staffs to the crafted cricket bat. The game that had once been a simple pastime for children had grown into a sport that captivated the hearts of the English people. Cricket has come a long way since those early days. It has transformed and evolved, but at its core, it remains a game of skill, strategy, and camaraderie. From its inception as a modest children's game, cricket would soon embark on a journey that would change it forever. By the 17th century, cricket began to shed its image as a mere pastime. The humble game, once considered a children's diversion, started to evolve into something more. It began to grow, to mature, and finally to demand the attention of adults. The passion for cricket was no longer confined to the schoolyard. It began to spill over into the taverns, the streets, the hearts of the spectators. It was during this period that cricket transitioned from a child's game to a professional sport. What drove this change, you ask? The answer lies in the formation of organized cricket teams, or as they were known back then, county clubs. These clubs played a crucial role in the evolution of cricket. They took the game from the commons and brought it into the realm of the aristocracy. The clubs were instrumental in transforming cricket into a sport of strategy, skill, and most importantly, serious competition. As cricket's popularity soared, there was a need for a centralized authority to regulate the game. Enter the Marylebone Cricket Club, formed in the year 1787. The MCC, based at Lord's Cricket Ground in London, was not just a club, but an institution. It was responsible for the standardization of cricket rules, which were previously inconsistent and often a matter of dispute. The MCC took the lead in defining the game's rules, from the width of the wicket to the length of the pitch. Even the weight and size of the cricket ball were meticulously specified. These rules, with minor modifications, are still in use today, a testament to the MCC's profound impact on the game. The formation of the Marylebone Cricket Club was indeed a significant milestone. It marked the transition of cricket from a simple pastime to a professional sport, complete with its own governing body. The MCC set the stage for the codification of cricket rules, ensuring that the game could be played fairly and consistently across the globe. And so, cricket stepped into the limelight, no longer a mere child's play, but a sport that commanded respect and admiration. The formation of the MCC was a significant milestone, setting the stage for the codification of cricket rules. The 19th century marked the dawn of international cricket, a time when the sport began to seep beyond the borders of its birthplace, England, and onto the global stage. The first international cricket match was not, as many might presume, between arch rivals England and Australia. Instead, it was a surprising showdown between the United States and Canada in the year 1844. Yes, you heard it right. The two North American neighbors, better known for their love of baseball, were the pioneers of international cricket. This match took place at the St. George's Cricket Club in New York, and it was more than just a game. It was a spectacle, a grand event attended by an estimated 20,000 spectators, and a betting market of around $120,000, a colossal sum for that era. The match was a two-day affair, and at the end, Canada emerged victorious by 23 runs, etching their name as the first winner of an international cricket match. However, the game was still evolving, and it was yet to take the form we recognize today. The first Test match, the longest format of the game, came into existence 3 decades later in 1877. This landmark game was played between England and Australia at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. The Australians, playing on their home turf, outplayed the Englishmen to secure a 45-run victory, marking the beginning of one of the most celebrated rivalries in the sport. This match also saw the introduction of the Ashes, a small urn symbolizing the fierce competition between the two nations. It is a tradition that continues to this day, making the England-Australia cricketing rivalry one of the oldest and most prestigious in the world. With the advent of international cricket, the sport began to spread its wings beyond the borders of England. It was not just a game anymore, it was a global phenomenon, a spectacle that brought together nations and ignited passions like never before. The 20th century ushered in a new era for cricket, a period of evolution that brought forth innovations and formats that would forever change the face of this beloved sport. One such innovation was the introduction of one-day internationals in the 1970s. Picture a time when test matches were the norm. Games that could last up to 5 days, sometimes even without a definitive result. Then comes the one-day international format, a breath of fresh air, a shorter, more intense version of the game. Matches are limited to 50 overs per side, ensuring a result within a single day. A revolution in cricket, this new format brought a sense of urgency and excitement that was previously missing. Then, in 1975, cricket took another significant stride forward with the advent of the World Cup tournaments. This global platform not only intensified competition but also widened the sport's appeal, reaching audiences beyond the traditional cricket-playing nations. The World Cup tournaments became a spectacle of skill, strategy, and national pride, further cementing cricket's place in the hearts of sports enthusiasts worldwide. Fast forward to the 21st century, and we witness the rise of yet another game-changing format, 2020 cricket. This is cricket at its most thrilling, with each team having a mere 20 overs to score as many runs as possible. It's fast-paced, it's high stakes, and it's utterly captivating. The introduction of 2020 cricket has made the sport even more dynamic and engaging, attracting a new generation of fans. From the long, drawn-out test matches to the rapid 2020s, cricket has continually evolved, adapting to the changing tastes and demands of its global fan base. Each new format, each innovation, has added a new layer of complexity and excitement to the game. These innovations breathe fresh life into the game, making it more exciting and accessible to a global audience. And as we look to the future, who knows what further innovations await in this ever-evolving sport of cricket. The journey of cricket, from a small children's game to a global sensation, is indeed a captivating saga. We began our journey in the quaint English countryside, where the sport first took root. What was once a humble pastime has grown into a passion that has spread across continents and generations. We trace the evolution of cricket, from its informal beginnings through its transition into a professional sport. We saw how the game was standardized, how the rules were codified, and how the first professional teams emerged, forever changing the landscape of the sport. Then, we journeyed into the era of international cricket, where the game broke national boundaries and united fans worldwide. We witnessed the birth of iconic tournaments like the Ashes and the World Cup, events that have etched unforgettable moments into the annals of cricket history. Finally, we delved into the modern era, an age of innovation and change. We explored the advent of formats like one-day internationals and 2020 cricket, which have brought new levels of excitement and strategic depth to the game. We also looked at the rise of technology in cricket, which has not only enhanced the viewing experience, but also improved the fairness and accuracy of decision-making on the field. And thus, cricket continues to evolve, promising more excitement and thrills in the years to come.